The Real-Time Tutors Study Skills programme does exactly what it says on the slide. It enables students to take techniques that they learn, or may already have learned, and turn them into habits or behaviour that results in them making progress in their individual study time and really learning what they need to know to succeed in their exams. It's designed to help secondary level students everywhere, the kind of students who just cannot get to grips with worthwhile learning and revision. Now that's a very broad statement, and it covers all sorts of specific individual problems, such as being easily distracted, not knowing where to start, not knowing how to start, or just feeling so completely overwhelmed and anxious that you simply can't start, and lots of others besides. If you key the word study skills or something similar into a search engine, you'll find that there are resources out there, and often they're free. Many schools do a great job of providing workshops and seminars, so why on earth would you bother with a study skills programme when you're pushed for time as it is, and you suspect deep down that you've probably heard all this before? The key difference between the Real-Time Tutors Study Skills programme and other stuff out there is that it's a process designed specifically to support a student in the way or ways they need to change their approach to work and to replace their current habits, which clearly are not working, or you wouldn't even be watching this, with ones that do work, and that work for them, not for any and everyone else. And to do this, the programme supports the student in 3 important ways. It makes them accountable. In other words, they have to do things, or they have to do things differently. They'll not get by on promises and good intentions. They get encouragement, because it can be tough and it can be demoralising trying to do new things. And trying to do them without someone on your side is even tougher. And when you are trying new things, you don't always get it right. And not everything works the way you think it will. So you get practical help as well as encouragement. And that word that is repeated 3 times in the slide is critical. The accountability, the encouragement and the practical help are sustained over a period of time that is long enough to enable the student to change their behaviour and develop new habits. So that broadly is what you get. How does it work? There are 3 elements: an introductory webinar, an individual tutorial, and a series of 6 weekly mentoring and reporting sessions. And each has a specific and very different contribution to make to the process. During the introductory webinar, the student will gain an understanding of the nuts and bolts of how the programme works, how the relationship with the tutor will operate, what they need to do and how they need to do it, and it will give them some general guidelines on effective approach to study. The next element, the individual tutorial, is where things really get going. The student discusses with the tutor the specific problems that they're having, and together they agree an initial action plan to address those problems. The third part is where the change takes place. Weekly, for 6 weeks, the student gives the tutor feedback on what they've done or what they haven't done, how it has worked for them. And in turn, the tutor helps the student to make any adjustments to things that are not working out quite as they expected to, or where they need more help, and gives them the encouragement and the recognition for the progress that they're making to date. And this, over time, makes the students sufficiently accountable to keep putting the new actions, the agreed actions, into practice to a point where they have an opportunity to become embedded. Apart from the introduction, everything takes place at a day and a time that suits you. The webinar and the initial tutorial are online in the Real-Time Tutors virtual classroom, and the weekly reviews can take place there, or by phone or Skype, whatever works best for you. So taking all these elements into consideration, Why does the Study Skills programme work? Well, first, it takes techniques that otherwise might remain abstract, might remain theoretical, and encourages the student to apply them, to put them into practice. And by making the student accountable to do this, and by giving them the encouragement and the help whenever they're hitting problems, it means that they keep going. And because they keep going, they have a real chance to actually learn to do the things that they previously may just have heard about. The programme is not a one-size-fits-all. The initial action plan is focused entirely on what the individual student needs, what they feel prepared to put into it, and what they and the tutor believe will work for their personality and their approach to study, and perhaps even their other commitments. Over time, when things aren't working out as the student might have hoped, or they're having difficulties with things, they get help to tweak those, and they get the recognition and the support for what they've achieved to date. This in turn helps to motivate them to keep at it. All the tutors who support the students through the programme are currently undergraduates or recent graduates at a Russell Group university. So they have been through the same experiences and they've been successful. Many of them are still studying, so they can relate to the problems and the issues that their students are facing. And of course it means that they are very well equipped to give practical solutions and not just academic, theoretical ones. And finally, to reiterate, because all of this takes place over a period of more than 6 weeks, there is sufficient time for these new behaviours to become embedded and to develop into being habits. If, however, a student does need additional support, the opportunity exists. Every student who registers in the programme can rejoin one of the introductory webinars at any time, assuming there's availability, if that's just to top up or refresh their knowledge or to ask specific questions. Parents and carers receive a report at the end of the programme which isn't just about the action plans for the students, but also offers suggestions to enable those same parents and carers to give sustained help moving forward. If, however, you don't believe that that's right for you, then we can arrange additional mentoring sessions with the tutor who has supported the student through the programme to date. If you agree that the Real-Time Tutor Study Skills programme is just what you or your child needs to help them to prepare the way that they have to for their exams, please do email us or call us and we'll get you registered in the programme and start to give you the skills that you need to achieve the exam results that you want and that you deserve.